Joining us today is Dr. Jeff Connor, Group Leader, Natural Resource Economics of CSIRO, who will be speaking at the 8th Annual Australian Water Summit on the 26th and 27th of October 2010 in Melbourne. Welcome, Dr. Connor.
Hi.
First of all, it's no secret that Australia's water supplies are limited. What possible future lies ahead if governments do not invest carefully in infrastructure and public policy?
Well, I think there's two big risks. One is higher costs, and there's two kinds of issues here. One is that, we might pay more per megaliter than we have to, and the other one is that we could have the cost of lost opportunities from poor reliability.
Do you believe that recycled and desalinated water supplies are the future for Australia?
Well, yes, I'm sure that they're part of the mix, and in addition, things like aquifer storage and recovery, distributed supply, conservation through things like demand management, and even urban-rural water trade should be part of the mix. So we're facing coming decades where we'll have growing population and demand with declining supply from the sources that we've been accustomed to.
What are the three biggest challenges in planning for sustainable and environmentally secure water supplies?
I think that there are three things. One is about governance. So we've made great progress in progressive governance of water in Australia, and that's well recognized in the rest of the world. And we've seen things like allowing water trade in rural settings over the last drought has saved in the order of magnitude of hundreds of millions to even $1 billion because of the flexibility it's allowed. Now we're starting to explore that kind of flexibility in urban water systems. And the other governance question we have is, so can we allow people to do things flexibly that reduce the cost of meeting the water demand? The other one really in governance is about coordinating multiple objectives. So in other words, we have water supply firms who focus primarily on supply, and people like councils who focus on things like stormwater and water quality, and working to get those things to work together to realize best value is a challenge. Another one is really about intelligent investment planning, given the kinds of risks and variability that we face. New regime where climate change may be that historic reliabilities don't tell us so much about the reliability of supply in the future, and we have to make big fixed demands, and how do we understand the risks involved? And then finally, I think that there's a question about demand management and behavioral change. So we talk about things like desal plants and recycling, but part of the action may well be there's lots of opportunities to consume less within households and industries without decreasing the level of pleasure that people derive from water, but we have to help people to understand how they can change, and that's a big challenge as well.
You're speaking about some of these issues at IIR's 8th Annual Australian Water Summit taking place on the 26th and 27th of October in Melbourne. What will be the focus of your presentation?
I really want to focus in on the question of how do we make intelligent investments in this new environment where, we've got the kinds of risks that arise from changes in the reliability. We're talking about a mix of possible sources of water, and they may be correlated with one another. And so what I want to talk about is how might we use good stochastic risk-based approaches to think about the reliability of different sources, the correlations, the trade-offs involved, and that'll be the focus of the talk.
And finally, how important are events like this for the industry?
Well, from our perspective at CSIRO, we want to do science that has impact. These things are key opportunities because this is the kind of conference that brings together leaders in the water industry, and these are people who are actually making decisions, and they're seeking the best possible information to do that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Connor, and we look forward to your presentation at the Australian Water Summit.
Thank you for the interview.